Hi there, it's Roy from Silver City Savers. So the purpose of this video is to just address a support question that we've had come through, and as the issue may apply to more than one individual, we've decided to shoot a quick support video on the topic. So this is specific to the SN Pixel 4.0 Pixel Saver from the N series. But the advice contained within is fairly generic across all Pixel Sabers. So the issue arises when inserting a Pixel blade into a running saber. So generally, that's something you don't want to do. Please make sure that your blade is fitted into your saber prior to ignition. So the support topic we had was an individual who inserted his blade into a SN Pixel 4.0 saber whilst it was running, and this is something we've been able to replicate here. So this, so what's basically happened is the saber's running, you insert a blade, you get a brief ignition, and then the saber will cut out. Okay, and your saber, to all intents and purposes, looks dead. So this, it won't come out of deep sleep, it won't ignite, you can't select any options from the menu. But not to worry, your saber is more than likely still perfectly fine. So like I said, don't insert a blade into a live running saber. It's a bit of a no-no. It's something you don't want to do with sabers or any electrical circuit. You don't want to be adding things on whilst the circuit's running. So make sure your blade's fitted first. Okay, so what is likely happening, and we'll try and confirm this with the factory. But I used to teach electronics lab to undergraduates at university, so I probably know what's going on here. When you add the blade to the circuit, whenever you complete a circuit, you get something called an in-rush current. Sometimes it's referred to as input surge current or switch on surge. You'll notice this in everyday life when you flick on a light switch and the bulb will blow. And you'll never have a bulb typically blow, halfway through the day after being on for a few hours. You'll also always have a light bulb blow when you complete the circuit. That's because when you complete an electrical circuit, be it AC or DC, you actually get an initial surge of current that is maybe 2 to 3 times higher than the nominal current, as determined by things like Ohm's law and such. If you study electronics in a little bit more detail, it goes a bit above basic Ohm's law. So yeah, you get these in-rush currents. So I believe that's what's happening. So when the blade is actually added to a running saber, you get a little surge of current, and that is enough to trip the on-board protection, effectively rendering the saber dead. So it switches off power to the board using the onboard circuit protection chip. Like I said, you can't wake this just by holding the button. It's not in deep sleep. It's got a triggered circuit protection on it. So the way to fix that would be to remove the power source and refit it, which means taking out screws, removing the core, teasing out the battery, and refitting the battery. There is a quicker way, you'll be glad to know, and that is just a little. All you need to do is basically break power to your board in order to reset it. So the way you can do that is just go and get yourself a non-vital plastic card, like a credit card or something like this. This is a fake driving license that came in a driving license holder that I just happen to have in my top drawer, or it may be a card like so. Just make sure that like I said, it's non-vital, like a subway card or something like this. If you are using a card like so, just avoid using the portions that have stripes or numbers or anything important that carries data on it. So how do we reset our saber? Well, it's nice and easy. Right here at the base, you will see the base of the battery, and you'll see the spring contact. You need to insert something non-metallic in between those two surfaces, and that will break the power to the board, and when you remove the card, it will reconnect the circuit, and you should hear your board come back into life. So you insert the card, pull it out, and you'll hear the boot prompt, which means your saber's now working. You can bring it out of deep sleep, and away you go. Just make sure that before you, the next time you put your blade in, you put your blade in like so at this point, not when the saber is actually running. Got a low battery, you should probably go like that. There we go. What I effectively did was insert the blade in with the saber running there, but on that occasion it didn't trip. So it doesn't trip every time, but if your saber you ever find you got a dead saber after putting a blade in with your saber running, that'll be what's happened. Your protection circuit's tripped, and you just need to use a non-conductive card, like a credit card, in between the back of the battery and the battery tab. Pull it out again gently, and that should reset your saber. Any more questions? Just feel free to ask. Bye-bye.